Hello and welcome to the Part-Time Gamers, the gaming podcast for people with full-time lives. I am Cyranex, clocking in with my good friends Gristle and 9 of 12. How you guys doing?
Hi.
Hey, doing good.
And yes, in the midst of your Discord chat storm there, yes,
Yeah.
I am recording. I have it so
Good.
that whenever I'm streaming on OBS, it automatically records. I
Okay,
made sure
just, you know, I wanna
Audition
make
is
sure.
recording.
just wanna
Everything
make
has audio.
Just trying
The
to help
only-
out.
Yeah. The only thing, if anyone watching this would notice, is that we are not doing video. My computer is a limitation at this point, so we're going to be doing audio only, at least at this point, until I'm able to get an upgrade. Yeah, my computer just can't handle the encoding for Discord and OBS at the same time. So,
Them's the breaks, man.
yeah. Hopefully there'll be a problem that's resolved soon. I should be doing my taxes this weekend, so hopefully be able to get some funds from that and going through the whole process of financing for Apple, and they have like 0 interest for like 12 months or something like that. So,
Ooh, that's right. You birthed a new deduction.
yeah, maybe. We'll see how much it is this year, but you know, my past returns have been pretty good. So, yeah. How you guys been doing?
Busy.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Just really busy.
You said you started school back up again?
Yeah. 5 days a week I gotta be on. I'm only taking 3 classes, but the schedule is just kicking my butt because I have to actually be on site on campus 5 days a week. And and one of them is actually, that's only for 2 classes. One of them is an online course, but it's just that plus the full-time job. It's killer,
Yeah.
man. Plus the kids, we're running around like crazy. So
Yeah, plus planning for D&D, which
Yeah,
I am excited about.
hey, man, I'm gonna tell you something. It's a good thing that I have had stuff planned for that for weeks, because the past 2-3 weeks I have had no time.
Yeah.
So it's good. It's
Yeah.
fortunate.
Yeah, and part of our water cooler talk has kind of inspired me for like D&D campaign as well, but we'll get in that in a little bit.
Good.
How about you, Ember? How
That's
have you
good.
been doing?
Doing good.
Yeah.
I'm already into 2 D&D games, so I'm not too jealous of you guys.
Yeah.
What are you playing 5e?
Well, we have that ongoing 5e that we play online, but I started
Oh right.
a 2nd edition game.
Oh, that's right. You mentioned that last time.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember
How's that going?
Well, actually I think that was part of the episode that didn't air. We did have an episode that did not air or was not put up on our feed because it was very, very choppy and
Right.
did not fare well. So this
And if you subscribe and you're like giving us like $50 a month, we will release that episode as a special edition.
yeah, unfortunately, the audio of that last episode, which would have been for Worms WMD, for about 25 or so minutes, I had the only audio.
Yeah.
So that's why
That
that
was a
one didn't air.
That was a cluster of cluster bombs.
Yeah.
Oh, people only come for you, Sean.
It's true.
Yeah, right. Oh, yeah. Things have been just busy. Although, from what I've heard, our hours at work are going to be lessened a little bit just because it's our slow season. But I'm still getting
Nice.
so that means I'm going to be getting like 40 hours instead of like 46.
Normal working hours, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, cause there's no way that they're going to be able to run that place without having people go on overtime.
I hear you, man. That's
Yeah.
just how it is sometimes.
Yeah. But it's been a benefit so far, other than the crabby pants I have to work with most of the day. But
Sure.
other than him, it's going pretty well. All right. And I'm trying to implement this new kind of task-oriented system where I try to do a task every day before I start playing games. And on that list is bumpers and such. So hopefully I will be getting bumpers in soon. I know I've been saying that for probably about 2 years, but so. But that being said, I would play a bumper right here to go into our water cooler talk. So Zach, since you have been so busy, we're just going to skip over you.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I suck. Just too tired. I could tell you about software sustainment if anybody wants to hear about that. I don't, so.
Why would you bring it up?
I'm just saying, like that's what I know right now. That's what I have to bring to the table from the past 2 to 3 weeks. That's what I got.
Just to show he's been doing something.
That's
It's
right.
all more important than what we're doing.
Yeah.
Well, that's debatable.
So.
Well,
Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, given I said that, I will say, my super exciting news was getting all squeaky excited about seeing a tweet from Chris Metzen the other day.
Yeah.
And he's been in recovery for a long time, so there hasn't been a lot to be heard from him. And now I guess he's back with a vengeance. And he was asked about his main on World of Warcraft, and he said that his main is a human paladin.
Yes.
Which is kind of a big reveal, given the whole for the Horde stuff,
Yeah.
And he was like, listen, I really love Thrall, don't get me wrong, but I've been playing a human paladin since I was like 14 years old, and then he did like hashtag Stern Brightblade. And I'm a huge Dragonlance fan, so I got really way too excited about that.
Yeah. I just think it's just the fact that, with Blizzard, there's a lot of, at least perceived Horde representation with the devs. And it's nice to know that at least one of the former devs, because he's retired now from Blizzard, was Alliance. It's good.
Well, and not even just a dev. He was like,
he was
major
the
force
director.
behind creating the whole story.
He was the dude. He was the man.
Yeah.
He was Neo for Blizzard.
But it was nice to see in that same tweet that, during his recovery, he was actually be able to actually play the game as a player. And the fact that they're getting to content, he's getting to content in the game that he didn't have a hand in making. So it's like all new for him, and it's really cool to see him be excited to play the game.
Yeah, and like his sentiments after he did end up going to BlizzCon, he had this like, I think he feels relieved that he left it in good hands. It had to be very stressful to leave because it was his baby, And now he's like, Legion is so good.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, I still really miss playing World of Warcraft, but it's just there are just too many things in my life right now.
Hey man, I'm with you. I'm not all the time, but every now and again I get hit with this crazy like lust for the game and a nostalgia, and I'm like, oh my god, that was so much fun. I had so much fun doing that. But I know if I got into it now, it wouldn't compare because like I don't have the time.
Yeah, I'd be able to only dedicate like half an hour to it a day or something, if that.
I'd never. My pace would be just horrible. I'd never get anywhere, and I'd never be able to coordinate getting online with other people. It would suck.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm pretty casual. I only log in every couple of days for a little while, and I have a guild, and I just do things as I can. I don't know. I did get cauldrons the other day, so not like we have a raid team, but at least if I got invited, I could do something.
Sure. Yeah, I suppose there are ways to do it. There's ways to work it out, but like, I feel like if I was currently playing games like once a day, then at that point I would think, okay, I might have time to dedicate to this, but I don't even. I only play games like maybe once or twice a week if I'm lucky. Like I just don't have time.
Hence the part-time
you're paying for the
part
sub,
of it.
Yeah.
You have to play, right?
Right. What's that?
Like if you're paying for the sub.
Oh, exactly.
Like,
yeah, that's a huge motivator right there.
Yeah. But games I've been playing have been kind of all over the place. I'm starting to get back into Overwatch now, though.
Really?
Since they just added a bunch of new skins and stuff to the
I saw something on that.
basic boxes. So
Yeah.
there's no time limit on them or anything like that. And they're actually really good skins. Like, I definitely
They're
want to get
cool.
the Barbarian skin for Zarya.
Did
Yeah,
you
that's
see?
pretty sweet.
If you listen to Grills yet,
I
and a
haven't
news
got a chance
item in
to.
there. Overwatch voice actors were interviewed and featured in Rolling Stone magazine.
Wow,
Really?
that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That is
So
really
cool.
crazy.
There's another thing I found on Twitter. The guy, that lovely, entertaining gentleman who's Reinhardt, had
Yes.
tweeted about it. And I was like, holy crap, Rolling Stone.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Geeks have inherited the earth.
Yep.
We're cool. We're
Yeah.
officially cool.
So weird.
Yeah.
And the title of the article is something like what it's like to be the Beatles of voice acting or something.
Really?
Huh.
Huh. Man, that reminds me. I still need to get back into ACX and try that out again. But yeah, for me, what I was mentioning earlier about D&D, it's not necessarily. It's more or less gaming related, but also very much podcast related. It was revealed, I think, 2 or so days ago that, at least from the point that we're recording this, that Scott Johnson, host of Morning Stream, Core, a bunch of other Frog Pants shows and everything like that, there's going to be starting a D&D show called There Will Be Dungeons. They have their character introductions and kind of an introduction to the world, little mini episode or whatever on the feed right now, so you can hear a little bit of background of what the world's going to be like, what the character is going to be like, and it actually sounds really cool because it's not just like a basic D&D world. This guy, one of the other guys, I think his name is Bo Schwartz, made this whole world where it's actually like in the future. The way he describes it is, in the future, this alien race known as dragons comes and just starts wiping out mankind on Earth, and humanity basically has to resort to these dark pacts with demons in order to fight back the dragons, and that's kind of the catalyst that makes all of the different races and everything like that.
That's cool.
It sounds really cool, and I'm not sure if they're doing like an official D20 rule set or anything like that. I don't know if they're doing anything official or like what version it is, but it does sound really cool, and I'll probably end up listening to it or watching it, because they said like each episode is probably going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of 2 to 3 hours.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's
And-
long.
Yeah. But
I was gonna say,
it's a
like,
D&D
'cause I listen-
campaign.
Well, I mean, I listened to a couple other D&D podcasts, and I don't think either of them go over an hour. One of them started out pretty long, and the episodes early on were like a couple hours long or something like that. But they pared it down, and they're down to like an hour now.
Yeah.
And they have been for hundreds of episodes now. So
Well, I think also they're probably going to go for a little bit more unedited feel to it.
oh, is that right? So
I
it's going
think
to be
so.
really kind of like
I think it's going to be
Robert's
pretty much
level.
everything. At least I
Cool.
kind of hope so, because I actually kind of like that.
yeah, it's nice. The only problem that I have with that is, like, again, it's a time thing. So like I like to
Yeah.
listen to it. I like to listen to those when I'm in the car driving somewhere, or like if I'm working or something. And sometimes I'm like, well, I have a limited amount of time that I can listen to this, and I don't want to waste my time looking up rules for like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, okay, just get to the rule, edit that out. But I can see how
Yeah.
that can be a pain. Like,
Yeah.
you might as well just
Well,
throw
what
up
you
the
really
whole
need to
thing.
do is just listen to your podcast at like 1.3 speed.
no.
While
No,
I
I,
was
uh,
listening to podcasts in the car when I was a driver, that's what I did, so I could listen to them faster.
Oh.
And then actually
I
going
can't do
back and
that.
listening to them regular speed, they sounded drunk.
Really? Because you got
Yeah.
used to it.
Yeah, I got so
I
used to
actually-
hearing them at
I can't
fast
do
speed.
it.
I did that for a class last semester for a lecture, one of my online classes, and I listened to her at 2 times speed, and for about like a third of the class, and then she found out, and she got really mad, and I had to stop, and I was like, "This is ridiculous." But yeah, I can't. I can't do that. I can't.
Yeah.
I
like,
can't.
podcast
Like
that.
I actually, it's part of what motivated me. I'm trying to switch to Overcast for listening to my podcast because for some reason, Apple keeps doing stuff to their podcast app and it sucks worse and worse. And one of the things is it kept by itself switching to 1.5 and 2. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, really?
whoa, yeah. And it's really weird when you're just driving along and all of a sudden everything sounds to start really crazy.
Yeah.
What? Wait, what?
Yeah, I would never go as high as 2 times speed, and I think the highest I ever went was like 1.2, 1.3 or something like that. But yeah. Anyways, yeah, he's starting a D&D show. I think it's actually supposed to be starting this Saturday. But that's kind of inspired me to, like, another thing on my task list is start working on D&D stuff, like making a map, consolidating all the house rules I want to implement and stuff like that. By the way, Zach, at some point,
Yeah, man.
when you have developed the ability to stop, like selectively stop time, we need to talk
Hey.
about D&D.
I will have time on Saturday. You know, our campaign is scheduled to. I'm running the campaign that day, but like I don't really have anything planned the whole day, so
Okay.
I should have
I'll
time
to
that day if you want to talk.
Yeah, I'll have to see what we're doing before then. What time?
Like before,
No.
I don't know. I was gonna run it by everybody and see what time. But we'll work that out. We'll figure it
Yeah.
out.
We'll do that off air.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got a couple ideas. I just want to try to hammer stuff out and
That's
get that
cool. Yeah,
organized.
no, I love
And-
being
'cause I would,
like I said, man.
again, I would love
I'll
to
talk
be
about
able to do a
D&D
D&D
forever.
campaign and
Yeah,
record it,
that would be
figure out a good way of recording it and all that
Yeah.
jazz. But anyways, before we get back to work, I'll promote our Patreon. Our Patreon is at patreon.com/parttimegamers. If you like what you hear and would like to support us, you can support us there. And we'll still be doing this, but it definitely helps us out to get upgrades for our computers, for programs, to be able to eventually buy games and all that jazz. So yeah, if you like to support us, you can at patreon.com/parttimegamers. I think I've said it the requisite like 4 times now. So moving on, going
Nice.
back to work. Today we're going to be talking about the last episode of the Guardians of the Galaxy Telltale series. We're finally finishing this up. End of last year we did episode 4 where, stuff was happening. Hala got Eternity Forge powers, which ended up being really bad, and the Guardians were becoming fractured. Drax was killed, and everyone just kind of left except Rocket. But
Right.
yeah. So just as a reminder, developed and published by Telltale Games. Yeah. And it's $25 on Steam or Google Games for Windows and Mac, $20 for PS4 and Xbox One. And in this episode, I found this episode to be pretty satisfying. I thought it was a good episode, a good way to tie everything up. That being said, there were a lot of elements that were kind of predictable to it.
Yeah.
One of which I think I called pretty early in the recording that we did last week, me and Ember. Drax was not actually killed. Drax is alive.
Of course not.
Yeah.
Of course.
Which both I was happy about and a little disappointed about. That
Sure,
was the
you're happy
case.
because it's Drax, but
Yeah.
disappointed because it's like, come on, who didn't see that coming? Like,
Yeah. I mean,
they're
like
not going to kill off one of the primary members permanently.
Well, yeah.
I know it's not in the same continuity, but still, people. I mean, people.
But I
love
think
those
it may have been
characters.
necessary to go to that extreme to drive home the point of his death wish.
yeah.
I mean, character
true.
development
That's
contained in
true.
the series
Yeah.
Because I didn't
Yeah.
really understand that until they explored it in this episode. That he
Yeah.
wasn't just being noble and self-sacrificing, right? So that was really good character development.
Yeah. That was the thing
Considering
that was
how
actually kind of
flat.
interesting about this episode was that there, despite it being the finale, there was a surprising amount of character development in it. Oh, not
It
just
was
with
like
Drax, but
almost all character development.
yeah,
Actually,
Yeah.
like action wise, it was extremely light.
Yeah, I was
yeah.
gonna
There,
say I'm surprised to hear Sean
Right.
saying how much you liked it because you're like, God, quit whining, quit whining. But that's it was there was almost no combat or anything. It was
Right.
so
Yeah.
much.
it was a lot of story, and the thing is,
It was a lot of story. Yeah.
while tropey at times, it was a good story. You know, the way the Guardians got back together, how Peter got everyone back together, and how they became a family once again was a very satisfying story, even albeit
let me
tropey.
Let me ask you something. This just came to me. If Telltale, this is go totally against the way they do things, but if they had decided to release this series as one title, not 5 episodes, all the way like straight through from beginning to end, do you think that it would have been received like in a different light? Because you'd look at it all as one story rather than like 5 separate stories comprising one, or because I feel like personally if you look at the whole overarching story, it's like it's really good. It's a really good whole overarching Guardians of the Galaxy, like very comic booky story. But when you split some of the sections up, then they're open to a lot more. I don't want to say criticism, but I think it's because they're such a shorter format. At that point in the story, there's just less stuff going on, so that's why there's like such a disparity between like this episode and say, what was it? Was it episode 2 or 3 that had like a ton of action? One of them was like all action.
I think
I can't remember which
that
one it was.
I want to say episode 2.
2?
I thought it was
I think it
early
was
on.
2.
Yeah, I think it was 2 as well. And the difference between that and like episode 5 is crazy. In that it's almost like a different game.
Yeah.
So I wonder if it was all released in one whole thing, and I know it would have been it's a long, it'd be a long
it'd be
game
like
to play through.
10 hours.
It'd be, your playthrough took 2 hours for it's about 2 hours an episode, right? Roughly.
Yeah, give or take.
Yeah. So, but 10 hours, that's not unheard of in like RPGs and so.
Yeah.
I just wonder if people would look at it differently. Definitely, how much was this episode was $20?
No, the
They made
whole
out,
series was 25 on Steam. At
Oh, the
least.
whole series is 25. See,
Yeah.
I feel like actually if they had combined it all into one, they probably could have charged 60 for it and gotten away with it.
Probably.
Yeah,
but-
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
If it was all one, I'd have paid. Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been worth that. That's quite a bit of content.
Yeah.
That's a huge story too.
That
Don't
was
get
one
me
thing
wrong,
that
I
actually
like
kind of
reading
surprised
it,
me.
What's that?
There's the fact that it was like 25 for the whole thing. I
For
was
everything,
expecting it
yeah.
to be like maybe 25 to start off, and then like each episode added a little bit more to the cost. But no, it's for computer it's 25 for the whole thing. For console it was 20 for the whole thing.
Yeah, it's a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually reconsidering buying that. I didn't really realize that until now. I thought you were buying each episode.
No, yeah, it's just the one cost for the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm seriously kind of going on a tangent. I'm seriously considering doing my own personal playthrough of the Tales from the Borderlands. Not necessarily for the show, because it does take a lot of time on the show to just dedicate to one series again. But
I think that one might even be longer than.
I think it's still 5 episodes, but
but each episode, I think, because I remember spending a long time on the first episode.
Yeah, but
that's a good one.
Yeah, if I did another Telltale series, it wouldn't be on this show. At least it'd probably just be on my own personal channel, because again, that would be 10 episodes out of 50 or so dedicated to one
Right.
game.
Right,
So,
right.
But
That's a lot.
Yeah. But getting back on to...
Yeah, I dove into Xenoblade too. So
Oh, yeah.
WoW's taking a back seat for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But getting back to Guardians, it's like we were saying, there's not really a whole lot of action in this. It's a lot of character development, a lot of story, which was, like I said, still very satisfying. But
Yeah, well, especially in the context of all the other episodes.
yeah,
It's extremely satisfying because you really get to know the characters.
yeah. It did kind of surprise me though, the fact that the big, like, supposedly suicide mission plan at the end, to destroy Hala's super weapon, was
Oh.
not very involved. That kind of surprised
Yeah.
me. I was expecting a lot more from that, and it just
It
didn't.
was a little anticlimactic.
Yeah. But there were still a lot of really good, funny moments and everything in that segment, and it was just, yeah, it wasn't as action heavy, as quick time event heavy as a lot of other parts of the game. But
Yeah,
Right.
I thought the distraction part would involve combat.
yeah, I was
And
expecting
they just
that
kind
too.
of did a quick cut scene and ran off. I was like, oh.
Yeah. Oh,
It was interesting. I looked through some reviews while looking for quiz questions, and it was interesting to see what other people chose and thought
Yeah.
was the logical choice. And
yeah.
But,
Because
but that reminds me, was something glitched wrong with the end of your playthrough?
what do you mean?
Well, it when it was going through the stats at the end, it kept saying like you
Yeah,
and 100%
100%.
of people.
yeah,
For
there
every
was a
single
glitch.
one, that doesn't make sense.
Was
So
there a
that
glitch
that,
for it?
that wasn't that must have been a glitch.
There was, because there was something in the, if you look at the video too, remember when in the first stat.
Oh,
it was just
yeah.
some old
Oh,
thing.
right.
Yeah, with how, like, which character you sided with, and for whatever reason,
Yeah,
the one for Gamora was glitched out.
It was like
It didn't show a
spread across
numerical
the whole
value. It
screen or
just said
something.
like value X for Gamora or whatever.
I just didn't. I wonder if that is what affected the rest of the readout thing, because I was really curious to see, because it was like you and a percentage of people who played the game that have done something or other, and it's 100% for every single one. That
Well,
made no sense.
The thing is, for that one, it's a little bit newer for the Telltale series games. Like, I've seen it on playthroughs of like the Batman Telltale series as well, where that's basically the reaction of that character to you. So it's like there's probably
but
a
why-
wide range
but if-
of actions you can do that would make a certain character happy, and all that stuff. But yeah, it does seem odd that all of those ones were 100%.
Yeah. I think something was messed up there. I don't think something
Possibly,
was
yeah.
reporting right, and it might not be in your game. It might be on like their servers or something. I have no idea, but
Yeah.
just didn't seem right.
Yeah. But there was some very interesting choices to make in this episode. And my choices I think it's funny that in every episode so far, I have made one choice that was in the vast minority in each episode. And this one, I'm not really surprised at. That was still the case. And the one that I was in the vast minority for was the last one, where after Hala's defeated and everything, Mantis still has a small connection to the Eternity Forge, and offers Peter the chance to see his mother one last time, using the Eternity Forge to bring her back briefly. And as a lot of people would guess, a majority of people accepted that gift. I refused it. And I explained myself in the episode that the way I've been portraying Peter in my game is the Guardians is his family. This is his new family. And he's more selfless than anything else. So my reasoning was, if everyone has lost someone, and if no one else is able to see their loved one that they're lost, then he shouldn't die there.
Well,
So that,
I think you overthought that. I
Probably.
think you should have done it. I think that she could do that for other people. Why couldn't she? Well, there was a leftover energy thing, but she's tweaked around that several times. Anyway, I mean,
Sure.
you found dead Drax, for goodness sake. And to torture you further, because I know you love having the music in the episode, guess what?
Oh, right. I read this.
If you go see the mom, you get to make a song choice to listen to her as your last song together.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh.
You missed that.
Yeah.
Totally missed out on ending it on a song.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying you're wrong or anything, but
But you're wrong.
Yeah. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, even if it's wrong. Oh.
even
but-
he's a caregiver,
Yeah.
in the way you play him in a Paragon. You got to take care of yourself so you can be stable. And
Yeah.
I really, really would have chosen differently.
Yeah. So, yeah, on that subject of choices we definitely would have made differently, in this episode, that's probably the most obvious ones. Do you think there was any other ones that you'd do differently than what I did? I'm trying to remember what the other choices even were.
That's what I'm trying to do.
There were a couple. We were agreeing a good bit, but I remember saying, "You're the one that bought the game," a couple times because
Yeah.
You chose to. Was it? Because there's a point where you get to choose who to go rescue first, or who to go not really rescue, but who to go find first.
Yeah.
And you.
I chose
Who was
Drax.
it that you chose?
Yeah, I chose Drax
That's right.
first.
That's right. Yeah.
after-
I would have done the same thing. I can't say I would have changed that.
Yeah.
Although I'm still really curious about the other choice being the rocket choice, because he had stuck around. Why was it there?
I think that is implying that in your choices in previous episodes would have made it so that Rocket was the one to leave instead of Gamora.
Right. Exactly. I was
think-
reading up on it, and that's absolutely the case.
Yeah. So that if that's the case, then you have to try to find Rocket. Gamora's at the Milano with you. Rocket's the one you have
Yes,
to try to
Gamora-
find.
Yep.
So I think that's all that implies. But
Okay.
yeah, I definitely went with Drax first, because holy crap, he's not dead. He's been there for however long we've been away. We should probably go get him. Gamora's safe. Go get Drax. Just trying to remember what some of the other major choices was. I don't have it in front
I don't
of
think
me.
there were any major ones I would have made differently. There were some,
Yeah.
my
Just how we would
would
portray.
be much snarkier.
Yeah, how we would portray Peter Quill.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's kind of more, in my head, more bumbling than you make him. And you know what? We made the choice together. We did agree when he was talking to Drax about, he didn't think she would want him to die to go see her again. And
Yeah.
Drax looked at us like, well, that was wise.
Yeah.
I'm not accustomed to that from you.
Yeah. I mean, there was a lot of. I kind of like the whole scene with Peter doing the pep talk, because some of the options you could have done are just ridiculous.
You mean where it was actually a good speech?
Yeah, like you could have said some really horrible things about these
that's true.
about the other Guardians, and
Some of them were really funny.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
were.
Funnier.
You had to play it all straight arrow, didn't you?
Yep. I prefer dramatic and heroic over silly most of the time.
I know you do. I know you do.
And that translates into D&D as well, but anyway.
I know it does. I know it does.
I am
Uh-oh.
Groot.
So
We are Groot.
Overall, I think, from what I'm gathering, the two of you probably would have portrayed Peter a lot more similarly to each other than to me.
Probably.
Yeah, I think you
Although
guys would
I
have
don't-
been a little bit more renegade,
the-
a little bit more bandit.
The big choice that I feel makes a huge difference is the whole Eternity Forge thing. Would you
Yeah.
have destroyed it, September?
No.
Okay, see, neither would have I. I would have let it. I would have let it live. Let it live. Let it stay the way it was. Yeah, I wouldn't have destroyed it.
Yeah. Oh,
So that right there is a huge difference.
yeah. So
And that sets up that changes stuff in this episode too.
oh, yeah, because
Considerably.
I'm trying to think of like, okay, how exactly. So would it just be Hala instead of having her Eternity Forge powers infused into her? Would it just be she has the Eternity Forge now?
I was reading something about it, and if you end up doing that, then what's that guy's name? Abi. Shoot.
Yeah, I don't remember his name either.
He joins the Guardians. He ends up
Oh wow.
joining the Guardians. Yeah.
Her son?
Yeah, he ends up joining the Guardians.
Was it Baldin, I think? Something like that?
Yeah, Baldwin, that's it. Yeah.
He joins the
I said
Guardians?
Abi. He joins the Guardians. Yeah.
Holy crap.
Or you have the option to bring him into the Guardians. Yeah.
Wow. So yeah,
It's-
that would
it's
have
a ser- yeah,
drastically
seriously
changed the
different.
story.
Yep.
That's one of the things I really enjoy about these games. Is just
Uh-huh.
how... Because they still have to tell a story, but there's still so much that can change in that story.
Absolutely.
So, what is... The two of you... What is your favorite part of this episode specifically? Like, what
Flashback.
particular... Like, which flashback?
The flashback, the one where they first meet, and you're playing as Groot.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
And Peter Quill's mustache
Stash Lord.
is the best part.
Yes, Stash Lord.
Lord
I forgot
the
about
best.
that.
Yep.
That was a really
I-
good scene.
It was.
I want to say that. I really do, but I loved Mantis's emotional bridge.
I mean, that was.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool the way they did that.
Yeah.
Kind of incredibly like imaginative and interesting, and an opportunity for more character development and more. I don't know. That was, I think, some of the most interesting dialogue that went on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would agree.
I'm trying to think of
I mean,
what my-
it was neat.
Although, if I'm gonna be just silly, honestly, new phone, who dis? That was my
Yes.
favorite part.
That
Oh,
was,
yes.
That was pretty good. That was pretty darn good. I gotta
As
say.
soon as I saw
Holy
that as
Star
an
Wars.
option, as soon as
Yeah.
I saw that as an option, I was like, gotta do it.
Oh
Oh,
my
that was
gosh, I
funny.
laughed so hard, and it brought me straight back to Star Wars.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
I'll hold.
yeah.
Oh, it was so funny. Oh,
So funny, such a great joke.
yeah. I'm just trying to think of. There's so many good parts of this episode. It's difficult to pick a favorite just from this episode, but if I had to, I'd probably. Oh, jeez. I don't know. I did like the speech, and how actually, I take that back. Just before the speech, figuring out like who plays what roles in the whole plan. I realize that it probably has almost zero relativity to what actually happens in the preceding scenes, but I love that just logical problem solving, no matter how fake it seems to be or
Sure.
irrelevant it is. But I
Yeah,
love
game wise.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's just-
game wise, that was really excellent.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool how they gave you that choice. Like, I'm wondering what actually would happen if you just put them in like wildly inappropriate roles, like have Drax as the hacker.
See, I would have done something stupid like that. I know I would have done something stupid like that.
Yeah.
Just to see how it would happen. I saw
Exactly.
a reviewer say, like I did, that Groot was the logical choice for taking the hat.
I kind of thought
No.
that was the case too.
Yeah. I mean, there's
So I'm
there's
curious to see how that plays out.
yeah, there's certain logic behind all of them, but I love the fact that, you know, with that and then the speech and everything, that after everything that's gone wrong for them in previous episodes, how they were torn apart, albeit briefly, how they all came back together, and how they seemed, their bonds together seemed even stronger than before. I know it's tropey, I know that it's, you know, whatever, but I love that element of stories. The whole,
Well, and
like,
that calls
redeeming part of it.
Well, and that calls to liking that scene where Peter, you as Peter have to choose everyone's role in this plan. Like Rocket's got this plan, but Peter's got it. You have to put everyone in those roles, and they just accept your leadership.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a hardcore just turning point. Like
Yeah.
we're moving on from
It's
here.
a big moment.
Yeah. So expanding this a little bit further now that we're done with the series, what would you guys have to say is your favorite part of the entire series? What is your favorite scene from any of the 5 episodes? I mean, there's a lot of really good scenes.
I'm trying to nail it down because it's kind of blending together now. There was
Yeah.
there was a montage on the ship set to music. Oh crap! I can't remember what happened. I just remember it being very funny. I'm trying
Was
to
it the
remember
one
exactly
where he was trying to get everyone to calm down so Mantis could concentrate?
Yes, that was it.
Yeah.
That was it. That part I thought was very clever and very cool. It just felt very, and I'm basing this solely off of the movie franchise, but it felt very Guardians to me.
Yeah.
So I think that was really awesome.
Yeah, I just remember it's like Drax and Nebula are arguing, so he suggests they do an arm wrestling contest
Yes.
when Nebula's
Yeah.
using her robotic arm.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that was a good segment.
Yeah.
Huh. It's hard to.
I know
Yeah.
there's
I
a lot.
really, really liked Lila.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
That was a
Yeah.
really emotional part of it. You know,
Yeah, I mean,
coming from the character that is the most emotionally damaged.
Right.
The background of them being imprisoned and just the vulnerability you get to see from Rocket, like that part of the story, I think was really amazing.
Yeah.
And that's a good part why I wouldn't have wrecked the Forge. I just
Yeah.
really would have wanted to try to save her. I don't think you go get to anyway, but I was really motivated. Or maybe you do, and then she's a guardian, and you got 2 critters. I don't know.
You have 2 trash pandas.
But like it really sticks in my head. That and the Slapfest really stick
Yeah.
in my head.
I was about to say it's like probably the single
Slapfest. Yeah.
the part that I laughed the most at was the slap fight. And if you go by
let
that
it
as
go
a measure,
on
that
so
would be my
long.
favorite part. Oh, it was
That
hilarious.
was so good.
Just like that was another one of those choices where it's like as soon as I saw that option, it's like, how can I not choose this?
But it just kept going and going. Like they let it get
Yes.
to absurd.
Yes, which is that was the funniest part of it, was the fact that it just let it go for so long.
I was just
Oh.
reading on here some more like forum stuff. Yeah, you can revive Lila.
Really?
Yeah.
Do they
Lila,
go-
You can revive Lila or Nebula, or Drax's daughter. Or
Wow.
Peter's mother. Yeah.
I think you shortcutted a lot of story with
Yeah.
your choices.
I have a
Yeah.
feeling now
Yeah.
I did. Wow.
Yeah.
Although I think that was still one of the choices that I made in the majority. I think a majority of people still destroyed the Eternity Forge.
You think so?
I think, if I recall
Y'all are
correctly.
so noble.
Yeah. But I don't. That's one thing I really like about this series as well, is the fact that Peter Quill is the kind of character that has that amount of sway that he can go. He can be either really heroic or kind of an anti-hero, and kind of, well, more of a bandit rather than
Yeah.
a hero. I like the fact that he has
Do you-
that flexibility.
Sure.
Yeah, you seem to think Zach and I would be like more, renegade with him, and I see it more as cavalier.
Yeah. Just
I would choose some renegade choices just because sometimes I'm curious to see how far the writers will take the story in in that direction, and not in like a bad way, but just like to break the mold. Like for instance, at the end of this episode, there's actually a choice that you get to make whether or not you can whether or not to destroy the entire Kree race, and I would have done it just to see what
Really?
happens.
Really? I don't even remember that
Yeah.
being a choice.
You didn't get it because you destroyed the forge. Yeah.
Wow.
There's a lot in there. There's a lot of difference.
Yeah. Huh.
Geez,
Yeah, I'd
there's
be-
things where you feel like you were railroaded, right? Like, it was going to turn out a certain way anyway, but
No.
maybe not so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, apparently there's a lot more variation and variety to this game than I was expecting. So I'm
Could also, I mean, that also might, it might be, and this is like a strange thought, but maybe like we're like, oh, this episode was really kind of plot heavy, and I'm sure it's plot heavy no matter what, but maybe there's like more action based on the choices you make.
yeah,
Like a
it might
lot
be.
more action.
Yeah.
Maybe you could have continued that fight with Gamora, but that doesn't seem wise.
No.
Well, if you have the Eternity Forge, they can just bring you back. So.
That's true.
Oh. Man. So overall, I thought this was a really good series. Apparently there's a lot more to it than I was expecting. So, but yeah, this was all
Yeah.
from my perspective. So, if that was not satisfactory to you, go ahead and get the game for 20 or 25 bucks, and you can make your own choices, see how differently your game varies from mine. But overall,
And I think that overall we recommend that too. Go
Yeah.
play it.
yeah, I mean, it's definitely a really good series.
Right.
But with that, time for the employee assessment, and we're shaking things up a little bit with this one. I was not the one who made the questions today, so I get to answer some. Ember took on the challenge today of writing the questions, so she is the quiz master for today.
Okay, so, Sean, it's your first quiz. High or low?
Well, I need
See who
to.
goes first. I'm going to roll.
Hi.
I'll take high as well.
That doesn't work that way. Zach gets the first question.
I knew I should have taken high.
I rolled a 3 on an 8-sided die. When building emotional bridges with Mantis, how many emotions does Peter have to choose from? It's a number between 1 and 10. Well, 2 and 10. Wouldn't be a choice, would it?
That would be stupid, right? Farts.
Arts is not a number at all.
Farts is the number that I'm going. No, I'm going with 5.
There we go.
Okay. Well, it's slow, but yeah, it's good.
Oh,
Yeah, sorry. I have to do 2 things at the same time.
yeah.
So
Sorry.
that was incorrect. Sean, over or under?
It is higher than that.
It's probably 7.
I think it was like 8 or 9.
It was 6.
Oh.
So it was
Wow.
higher, but not by that much.
Oh, I thought it was
So
more than that.
close. Nope. There's like 3 floating around on each side of him.
It's
Oh, that's right. I think
No.
that's right. The first one was how he felt about the Guardians, not the emotions.
right.
I think that one had a lot more to it, if I recall. But anyway,
Right. Like the emotions, not the little color balls.
yeah.
So, so the next question is for Sean.
Yes.
In Groot's flashback, how
Why does he
many-
get this one?
how many people are in the cell when they are tossed in? The number between 2 and 5. So there's only 3 numbers to choose from.
It's a very small range.
Are you including the Guardians?
Now, how many
people are in the cell when they are tossed in? They weren't Guardians. There weren't any Guardians at the time. They
Yeah.
were known as a group.
Oh, right.
When Groot was tossed in?
No. In Groot's flashback, how many people are in the cell? Well, yes, when Groot is tossed.
Oh.
Because Groot and Rocket are tossed in
Yeah.
together. Because they're walking down the hall,
Yeah.
going, I'm sorry,
So-
I'm sorry, because we were making the
Yeah.
choices. And Rocket would totally say, I'm sorry.
And then,
And Groot,
there I believe was 3. Yeah.
there were 3.
Yeah, there
Drax,
was Gamora,
that
Gamora, Drax,
stranger.
and one other random guy.
Right. And the trick part was Peter got tossed in like seconds after them, but he wasn't in before. So
Yeah.
Sean got his question right.
Yes.
Okay, so now Zach's question. How many times can you tell Hala she has the wrong number before she hangs up on you?
Wow. What's my range?
The number is between 2 and 7.
That's so arbitrary. I'm gonna go with 4. That would have made too much sense.
So higher or lower, Sean?
I think lower.
I was thinking higher. Damn it.
It
There's
was
3,
lower,
wasn't
and you know what? It was only 2.
What?
Yeah,
We did
that's
it
right.
every time, and I thought it was more. And the scene is so impactful, and we were laughing our heads off. And I thought it felt like a bunch, like the slaps. But I went back and watched, and it was only twice.
Really?
Yeah.
Does he say something else or something? That's weird. Okay.
Yeah, because the first time he goes, "New phone, who dis?" And the
Right.
The second one is he just says, I think you have the wrong number, and then she hangs up on you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it felt like more. I don't blame you.
I thought there was
so
one
now-
more in there, but yeah, apparently it was just the 2.
Yeah, really. So let me see here. Sean, how many flowers does Groot have growing down his right arm?
Oh wow.
It's a number between 2 and 10.
That is a really good question. I'm going to say 6.
Holy crap, dude.
Damn.
Oh wow. Oh. That was
You're
a shot in the
ridiculous
dark.
today. Wow.
Wow. Oh.
Okay.
That was a really good question. though.
Yes.
How many deflectors does Rocket have you plant on Hala's giant gun? Or super weapon? Or they call it a bunch of stuff. It's between 2 and 6.
Fuck, I don't remember. 3. I do not remember. Oh,
Yay!
good.
Zach got one!
Yes.
Hey.
Cool.
Okay, we have
Okay,
one
so-
question left.
Mathematically, I'll win, but still, I want to find out what it is.
But
Right.
Still. But still.
Yeah.
And then you can at least give Zach a chance to steal something and feel better.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, let's see. How many departures and arrivals are listed on the illuminated board in the station, in the port they're at? The number is between 6 and 20.
What?
You know, they're hanging around most time
Yeah.
at the port where they all separated, blah, blah. Yeah.
Okay.
There's a board, an illuminated board, just like when you're in an airport. It's got departures and arrivals listed. How many departures and arrivals are listed? All
Wow. This is a really good question because I do not even recall this at all. Oh.
Hey man, you told me to make this quiz, and coming up with quizzes
Yeah,
that have numeric answers in a Telltale game,
Yeah.
this is what you're gonna end up with. I watched real carefully, and it took me, I had to watch
Yeah.
this whole damn thing to find questions.
And I gotta say, you're doing a really good job. That is not sarcasm. These are really good questions. I'm going to say 16.
Mother.
What?
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
I thought there's no way
Whoa.
you'll ever get this because it's even a weird number. There's 8 departures and 8 arrivals. Who puts things up on anywhere in eights? Yeah, 16.
That was literally just a guess.
Well, that was the luckiest thing in the entire world. Good job.
It really was. RNG was totally with Sean
crap.
today.
I like this.
Congratulations, sir.
I like
you
actually
would.
being able to answer the questions. Oh, so, all right, that was awesome. Like I said, really enjoy actually being able to answer the questions. Oh, thank you for writing the questions. Those were actually really good. And again,
were
I'm
good.
sure it was a challenge to find all numerical answers, but you did a really
You know,
good job.
it was challenging, but it is also a lot more fun to be on this side of the quiz. Now I understand why you don't listen to Zach and I groaning about hate.
All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us. If you find value in our show and like to support us, you can at patreon.com/parttimegamers, as we mentioned before. You can also help us by subscribing to our YouTube channel, by giving us a 5-star review on iTunes, or by subscribing to our Twitch channel at twitch.tv/caffeineinducedtv. You can find, if you'd like to contact us, you can with our email, parttimegamers.cast@gmail.com, or on Twitter at PTGcast. You can find me on Twitter at Serenex. You can find the show and the rest of my work at caffeineinducedproductions.com. Ember, how about you?
I can be found at 9 of 12. It's NINEOF12 on Twitter and Twitch. And you can hear me on the Part-Time Gamers podcast as well.
You mean the Geek Girls podcast?
Oh, whoops.
No, you can hear her here.
Yeah, you can hear her here
You
too,
can
but
totally
we're
hear me here. Yeah, also on Geek Grills. I do. I'm so used to saying the other thing. I do
Yeah.
that.
Either way, you can find her here or at Geek Grills. Yeah, both are good.
Yeah, those things.
All right. And
She
everyone,
exists.
yeah. Until next time, we are the Part-Time Gamers clocking out. Oh, there we go.